What is up? Hello, YouTube. And if you are here on Twitch, hello, hi. We are going to be doing the company tier list, and we do this monthly. We're going to be doing the monthly company tier list here. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and happen to not be watching on Twitch, we do this live every month. You should follow my Twitch over here. Link in the chat will be there, and obviously link in the Twitch chat too if you guys want to follow my YouTube. We're going to be getting into this. We're going to be catching the company tier list, and I will say getting into this, we have some things to move around. This is not even perfect either. The reason why I put some of these companies here and need to see more is because some of these companies might have disbanded. Because let's be honest, before we jump into this, guys, New World has been in a bit of a rough spot, right? New World's been in a bit of a rough spot, and we've seen a lot of companies, unfortunately, disbanding or merging into each other. So this tier list might be a little odd. And also the fact that even East Coast is unfortunately down to 3 servers. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Mute did not disband. So we'll see how it goes here. And also one thing I do want to say about it too is ranking is going to be a little weirder because let's be honest, in the war scene at this moment, like let's not beat around the bush. A lot of the people in the war scene are in a lot of these companies. So so it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes out. I'm going to try and give you guys nothing but my honest opinion, and you know, how it feels. Now, to the people in Twitch, to the people in Twitch, wait, is Mute actually, no way. Well, I'm gonna rank Mute to where I think they were this month. If Mute actually is disbanding, I will rate them because this is over a month and stuff. So I'll rank them how I see fit, at least for the last month or so that we caught them. So yeah, so confirm that Price Check. So help me out here, guys. Help me out in the chat. So Price Check did disband, correct? And what about House Grams and Ouroboros? Because I haven't seen these guys in a second, and I'm assuming that they'd all disbanded. So please let me know if that is the case. If that is the case here, I'm pretty sure that all 3 of these guys have disbanded. But yeah, let me know in the chat really fast if anybody can. I see that you're saying Price Check disband, Daniels. Okay. Yeah, I mean that definitely checks out. I haven't seen Price Check in a very, very long time. So yeah, it is what it is. I heard Grams is making a comeback. Okay, so Grams is so Price Check is down. I'm gonna put Ouroboros in graveyard. I'm gonna put them in the graveyard just because I haven't seen them in a long time. So I think that's kind of fair, right? It is what it is. So let me double check what we have here. Predetto is in the graveyard. Yes, they are now Home Depot. So Predetto is in the graveyard. Let me double check. Technical's in the graveyard too. Jesus, man. Jesus, this is scary. TC did not just disband. That is straight cap. That is straight cap. I know that's cap. Yeah. All right, let's see it here. Yeah. Let's see it up, guys. Oh, shit. You're right. Oh, yeah, Decker, this is an old one. Wait. What is happening? No. Oh my God, bro. Well, here's the thing. Dude. What is happening? This is the most down bad I've ever seen New World, guys. Like, I am not capping. I am not capping at all. This is the most down bad I have ever seen. Like we don't even have many companies to rank, bro. You want to try and get your company on the list someday? Well, hey, we'll be here, Barter. Give you bigger than the other tiers combined. Not enough for a roster. I know, man. Fuck, bro. Okay, well, damn. I guess TC in the graveyard. I wanted to rank them. You know what? I'm gonna rank them for their last for their last month or so anyway. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. I'm gonna be trying to give you guys my unbiased, unfiltered opinion on where I think the companies stand, and I'm not gonna be trying to read chat too much. simply because I don't want to get influenced. And look, at the end of the day, it's just my opinion, right? You guys are going to have your own opinion. I'm going to have mine. And if you guys disagree, that's totally fine. I seriously encourage you guys to have your own opinion. Hey, Dawn, thank you. Thank you. No, not bad at all, Dawn. Please bring it back. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure. But let's get into it, guys. So we're going to start out here with, let's go ahead and start out with Lilith. We're going to do it server by server. So let's start with Lilith here, guys. Let's jump in. Let's go. First company. Now, obviously, I mean, maybe I shouldn't. Yo, almost the fucking hype train. Thank you, boys. Thank you, Mandarin. Thank you, guys. Damn. Hey, we almost have a hype train. Let's go, boys. Let's start out with Crash and Appa. Let's just get it out of the way. Crash and Appa, CIA. That is my company over there. We got a lot of the homies there. We are a Marauder company out here in Lilith. We were the Lilith project for a while, but we rebranded to Crash and Appa. And Crash and Appa, aka CIA, we did bring some people in on top of our core roster and stuff that we were already having. I will say, even tonight in the war against Phobus, we only had 3 mercs. We do pretty well without having to, at least, with some of the other wars not being too merc heavy, at least right now. Now, granted, we have a war against TFR tomorrow, and that's going to be a little scary, but it is what it is. I will say, I think Crash and Appa, personally, in my personal opinion, I think Crash and Appa, we are currently D tier. I think we are D tier. And again, we're doing this on Lilith, right? We're going to do Lilith first, and then we're going to be switching it up. So I think Crash and Appa is solid in the D tier. Not going to cope, not going to cap, not going to act like we are better than what we are at the moment. We definitely need to show our strength before I would commit to putting them higher. I think that, if we could take TFR maybe to 4, if we could have a good look against TFR, I think that's kind of our next opponent, if you ask me. So hopefully we can look good against them, hopefully tomorrow. Either way, we'll see how it goes. Now, speaking of TFR, yeah, let's go. You think CIA bottom is C? I mean, it's possible, but the thing is, we need to have, we didn't take TFR to 4, and I think it could be C, but we need to see a little bit more. It is what it is. We're cooking, but we need to cook a little harder. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, let's go ahead and talk about the Free Rangers. Now, Free Rangers, these guys have been on the back foot recently. Obviously, Home Depot making their way into the server, looking pretty damn strong. TFR is a syndicate company out here on Lilith, and they've been holding down Lilith for a hot second and for a good while. These guys have been looking good. They team up with Ordo pretty well, but to be honest, in general, it's not just that makes them work, right? They have a really good foundation, and a lot of these players have been playing for a hot second. TFR is looked at to be one of the better competitions on the server, and I do think after their wars, they did lose to Home Depot tonight, but I think they look pretty damn strong in that loss, and they did beat Crash and Appa and others as well pretty convincingly. So I think TFR is absolutely C tier. I know that I got memed on last time for not putting them in C tier. I think more than ever, within what we've seen coming out from these guys, I do think that TFR deserves the C tier for what they have, and for what, look, the reality is they're pretty damn strong over there on Lilith at the moment. Now, that brings to the next question, because we have been talking about Home Depot. Home Depot is a Marauder company that made their way here into Lilith I guess maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point. They've been cooking up. They definitely have a strong roster. They brought in a strong roster. Now, essentially, not only did they bring in some strong members, but on top of that, they ended up merging with Predetto. If you guys happen to remember Predetto, they're in the graveyard right now, but Predetto was actually having good wars against TFR before the merge, and it looks like after the merge, they kept it up, right? The wars are still looking solid. They're looking good, and honestly, Home Depot is a solid look. I think that they're a solid B tier right now, because respectfully, they're cooking pretty hard. They're cooking pretty damn hard, and I think that Home Depot is pretty damn solid. We're gonna have to see more moving forward as to what it looks like for Ordo Renatus, right? And I think it's only the start for Home Depot. I think that once these guys kind of lock in the roster even more, I'm hoping that we see some competition against Ordo Renatus, right? I think that would be a big thing. Because look, let's talk about it. Ordo Renatus, a Covenant company out here on Lilith. Ordo Renatus been around for a long time, and we haven't really seen much wars coming in from Ordo Renatus. You could put them in needs to see more. Arguably, typically though, I do like to slot Ordo in the A tier. I mean, let's be honest, Ordo Renatus doesn't get pushed for a reason. And I think right now Home Depot is going to be their best competition. So I do hope that that we see this kind of competition come out. And I hope that Ordo Renatus wakes up a little bit, man. You know, they tried making Ordo Renatus, which was a side company trying to help, you know, kind of get some of their other people active here. But in general, you know, they haven't really been tested. The Free Rangers never really tries to fight them. And let's be honest, Crash and Appa and others really are not at that level yet. So I think Home Depot is going to be their best competition. I think obviously respectfully in the A for now. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the other companies here on Lilith. Now, let's talk about the Cult of Leandril, which I know is the Church of Leandril. I know it's the Church of Leandril. I know I need to update this. Yeah, I need to update the name, but the Church of Leandril is out here in Lily. They were on COS, but they decided to kind of cook up here on Lilith, which I think is super respectful and cool. You know, I think we see a lot of really cool things coming out from Leandril. They've attacked CIA multiple times. They did take CIA to fort, I believe once or twice. But then the last war, I think they got held outside of fort. So we'll see moving forward. I think Cult of Leandril or Church of Leandril is still, I think, top of the F tier, but again, could be right next to CIA to some degree if they're able to have some stronger performances. I do think CIA right now is their best competition, and I think that, you know, this kind of little competition we have cooking right now could be good. I think if Leandril's able to lock it in and have some more solid looks here, I think that we could see it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Surpass. Surpass is a Covenant company out here in Lilith, and Surpass has been kind of having a rough time. In a weird, I want to, you know, they did lose their territory to CIA, so Crash and Appa did beat Surpass. But Surpass has also been, they've been kind of dormant. We've only really seen one attack now. Surpass did attack Crash and Appa, and they did take it to fort. They looked pretty decent when they did take it to fort. You could argue there were 20 mercs, but no cope. I will say though, for a month as a whole, with how dormant Surpass has been, I do think that as a month, Leandril owns Cutlass Keys. I do think that, you know, Surpass needs to kind of, you know, cook a little harder. And I think that they're right behind Leandril right now. I think if I'm looking at Covenant, I think Leandril's slightly ahead just due to the fact that they've had a bit of a better month. You know, Surpass losing their territory, only having one attack. It's been a little rough for the boys, even though, and it's been a little rough for the boys. I think that both these guys, you could argue on who, like this, right? But I mean, what's the point in my opinion? I still think that, you know, as a month as a whole, losing a territory and then, I don't know, kind of only having one attack, it's kind of rough for the company. And this just speaks to the state of New World. And I don't mean to go off on a slight rant here, but this kind of speaks to the state of New World, right? We're having a big situation where, you know, companies are having a hard time rostering. Like, it's just the truth. So like, it's like I'm not even giving shit to Surpass for murking 20 people. Like, it is a struggle right now for a lot of companies. And that's why we're seeing so many mergers and so many things like that, because it is simply, unfortunately, the reality of where we're at. But I do think Surpass right here. Now let's talk a little bit about Resilient. Let's talk about Resilient as well. Where are they at? Where's Resilient? Right here. Another Covenant company. Resilient, another Covenant company out here. Resilient, they've been having a rough time, let's be honest. I mean, you got to respect Resilient. They choose the route of trying to slot as much in-house, and not only in-house, but they do a pretty good job at slotting, you know, they do a pretty damn good job at slotting people who don't really get a ton of wars, right? More of the open world players and people that they know, and you got to respect it. You got to respect it. They do have a rough time, and I got to put them in the F tier respectfully, but you have to respect the fact that, you know, they're, at least to my knowledge, they're not trying to go to the Ordo Renatus. They're not trying to go to the TFR, and they're trying to slot 15, 20 of these high tier players, right? I respect that coming out there, but they are in the F tier. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Who else? Phobus. Let's talk about Phobus. Phobus here. Now, we haven't, you could put Phobus in needs to see more. You arguably could. They did have a war tonight against CIA. They had about one decent push where it looked like they could have been cooking. Unfortunately, that did get smashed. And then their other war was rough too. I am going to obviously put Phobus in the F tier, but there's Syndicate Company out there on Lilith, and that's fine, right? That's fine. Hell, CIA was literally in the F tier as well. So, or well, a little project was too. So, but they're cooking. And again, it's nothing but love for the boys, right? This is their second war. So imagine after a while, if they lock in their roster, they keep getting these reps in, and they're able to really focus up. I think Phobus could be fun, at least, you know, for the lower tier competition over here on Lilith. And I think that's what's exciting. I think it's exciting that we have this kind of competition on Lilith. It's not always about being the absolute best, right? Like, yes, obviously everybody wants to exceed for that, but the reality is if we can have fun wars on each side and everybody's having fun with the game, at this point, that's what I want. I want some fun. I want some fun for the game, and I think everybody just wants that too. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into, let me see if we have any other Lilith here. See if we have any other Lily. I think that's everybody on Lilith. So yeah, that's Lilith right there. I think that's kind of fair enough. I think this is pretty fine enough for Lily. If you ask me, I think this looks pretty good. But let's go ahead and go into, man, it's rough. We'll do Morama. But it's so hard. It's so hard. Morama's so hard. Honestly, it's just hard in general to rank these because let's be honest, dude. Let's be honest. Yeah, Take Care. Well, here, I know Take Care could be in the graveyard. I know Take Care could be in the graveyard, but I'm going to rank them, you know, respectfully for the homies for what they were able to do within the last month or so, right? I don't know. I just feel like that's what I want to do. So actually, let's start out with Take Care. Now, these guys are in the graveyard, unfortunately. They just announced their disband, but I do want to say, Take Care, even for their ups and downs and the trials and tribulations that they had, I do think I would put, I would have put them probably in the C. You know, I would have probably put them more into the C. You know, they had a fall from grace, and that's okay. Sometimes it happens. You know, they had some decent wars within the last month, but they have struggled heavily, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. It happens, and again, New World's kind of in that spot. So, is what it is, dude. Is what it is. Now, let's go ahead and talk about. Let's do Supple. Let's get Supple out of the way. Supple. Now, last time I put Supple in the A+, and I put Supple and Dropouts both in A+, but I think this time definitely going to be switching it up a bit. Supple, Covenant Company. I almost need to give these guys still no introduction here. Like, these guys have been around for a long time, and they've been arguably the tyrants, the Giga Chads of New World for a hot second. So Supple, I think, is an S tier company, obviously. I mean, these guys still are going pretty much uncontested. I say that, but we did see some people up to bat. We did see some people cooking. Now, let's talk about who was cooking. Let's talk about Dopamine. Dopamine, a Marauder company out here on Morama. Now, Dopamine was cooking really hard as of late. Within the last month, we did see Dopamine really rise. They went from a Covenant company to Marauders, and when they went Marauders, I know they did pick up some dropouts, and they looked pretty decent. And they respectfully did give Supple probably one of their absolute best wars that we've seen coming in against Supple. They almost beat Supple in Brightwood the other day, and they looked pretty damn convincing. They were so close. It was a bit of a banger, not gonna lie. And in general, they've been looking solid against Supple. And I think respectfully, and I know this might be crazy, but I think Dopamine, for the strength that they had, I mean, I have to put them A+ for the fact that they've been the only company that has been able to really, now granted, here's a bit of news, guys. Granted that this is the only company that has been able to really fight against Supple and have a good look. You have to respect that. But also, there's a bit of news where I think Dopamine and Dopamine might be affected. And I know that Heaters is already making their way to Valhalla. I know that Dropouts is making their way to Morama. I don't think that this is news for a lot of people, but Dropouts is coming to Morama. So I don't know what that's going to do with the strength of dopamine, but for the last month that we've had, that's the way I look at it. I try not to just slot and rank in like absolutes and like where their roster is right now. I'm not a big fan of that. I've never been a big fan of just like where their roster is right now. You know, I think within the last month, dopamine giving Supple a good fight. Now with Dropouts coming to Morama, that is going to probably change some things up. So dopamine in the A+ in my opinion. And then let's talk about Heaters as well. Heaters is now on their way to Valhalla. I don't know what color they're going to be on Valhalla. We'll have to see. Right now they're Marauders and they're on Morama. They might have to be Marauders because they've been they just swapped kind of recently. Heaters, man, it was kind of weird. I feel like we didn't see much of Heaters. You could arguably put them in needs to see more. Like you could arguably put them in needs to see more, bro. Like honestly, we saw, I think, 2 wars coming out of Heaters. I think it was a defense against Supple and an attack against Supple. And the defense, I think they lost, and the attack that got held on a side point. It's really hard to say. It's really friggin' hard to say. I don't know. It's really hard to say where they're at. Yeah, man, it's hard to say, dude. I think a part of me wants to put Heaters in like just out of like respect, and I know that the roster they could have around the A and A+, right? You know, just because I know that the strength that like the Heaters roster at, because I know that for a second the dropouts did help out Heaters as well too. I know that was happening, but the problem is Heaters is kind of like slumping a little, right? Like we need to see Heaters cook it up a tad, if you ask me. And I don't know if I could put Heaters in an A+, considering the performance in their last month. I feel like Dopamine had a bit better of a performance and showed a lot more strength than what we've seen coming out from Heaters, at least on Morama. So I think I'm going to put Heaters A tier this week or this month. I think that's fine. Just again, we didn't see much wars, and unfortunately, with some of these companies, we're going to see a trend of that. We're going to have that trend. We're going to see the trend of not much wars. And I'm not dooming. I don't mean to doom anybody, especially if you're watching this on YouTube and maybe you're just like, what's happening with New World? I don't mean to doom, but yeah, we're seeing this coming out from a lot of companies. It's really hard. And even when it comes to ranking, it's like, bro, it's like, even when it comes to ranking, it's like, bro, what is like, most of these people who are playing right now, wars are like in all these companies. Like, let's just not beat around the bush. So let's go ahead and get into some more people here. Let's go ahead and get into Cram. I want to put Cram on here. Now, guys, Cram is a syndicate company out here in Morama. They sell Cramsurance. The Cramsurance is pretty high. Cram, look, they own a Terry. They're known for open world, but they're not necessarily known for their war prowess, right? They're not really known for the war prowess. I would think Cram probably is in the F tier, respectfully. I got love for the Cram boys. But they beat companies like RMX and some of these just, you know, more PvE companies that we just don't really see. But I wanted to add Cram on here, okay? I heard they had a pretty lit musket war, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I heard they just had a pretty lit musket war. So you got to add the Cram boys here to the list. So let's go ahead and get into Fafo. Now, Fafo is a very interesting company. Fafo is very interesting. They are a Marauder company out here in Morama. Yeah. So we got the MMs. Fafo, these guys have been honestly cooking it up pretty well. I actually like the way Fafo has been playing lately. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to catch a ton of the Fafo wars, just because like due to conflicting schedules and now that I'm shot calling in multiple servers now too myself. So, I think Fafo though, for the strength that they've shown, and especially holding it down. I know that they've had some decent looks against Zero Impact. And I think as a whole, they had definitely a better month than like a Take Care. And then they did hold out against Supple. I think Fafo is a solid B tier. I think a solid B tier for Fafo. If you ask me, I think they're a nice B tier. I think that, you know, they held out against Supple here, and I think that's pretty solid, you know, good looks, and they look pretty strong against Zero Impact. It's kind of a toss-up whenever we think about whenever we think about some of the other stuff on Morama. So like, let's talk about Supple. Supple is essentially Supple's off company, and you got to respect these guys too. I think they go by a rule where they only slot like 10 people. They only slot like 10 people or like 10 main roster no matter what, even if they're attacking, which I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome for Supple to be able to do that, and good for Supple. I will say though, it's kind of rough where we would put these guys. I know that Supple had a good look against Fafo, and then Fafo had a good look against Supple. Right. I mean, really, I feel like these guys are somewhat similar in strength. It's kind of hard to say. I feel like part of me wants to put Supple above Fafo. If you went by recency bias, I think Fafo just 1 point held Supple more recent. If you like want to do a recency bias kind of thing, but there was a point not too long ago where Supple 1 point held Fafo. So look, I'm gonna put it like this, but to be honest with you, look at it, these guys is like 50-50. Like I would, like honest to God, I would. Hey, thank you for the resub, dude. Bonnie on Bonfire tomorrow. It's all love. Hey, Bon, it's all good, bro. Yeah. These guys are pretty even, if you ask me. Hey, Bod, look. Hey, I get it. Yeah. All right, thank you for the resub, though, man. Love you, bro. Let's talk about Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I heard these guys love casting spells. No, Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they're out here, bro. They're out here in Morama, baby mama drama. They're a syndicate company. Now, they're definitely more, they're trying to get in the mix, you know. They're trying to get active. And you know what's funny? And I want to point this out. I want to talk about it. First off, I'm going to slot Shadow Wizard Money Gang in the F tier, okay? Let's be honest. But I want to say, before we keep it cooking, I don't want anybody being deterred. If you are in D or F tier, please don't be dissuaded, because I'm going to keep it a buck. The companies that are in D and F tier, not all the, and obviously everybody else too, but let's be honest, these companies who are still trying to war, trying to get their own rosters, trying to not like phone people in and trying to just like build their own shit up, it's these companies that are going to absolutely carry the content for New World. Let's just be honest. Like, these guys are out here getting active, trying to form their own shit, getting more players involved in wars, and so you gotta show them some love. I love seeing it, and I don't want you guys getting I guess disheartened if you guys see that happen. So I like seeing it. So let's go ahead and talk about. Let me see. Who else we got here? Who else do we got? Oh yeah, Merc Guards are on Morama now. Merc Guards is a Covenant company here on Marinara Sauce. They're over here in Morama. Merc Guards has been doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Merc Guards has been looking good. I love seeing it. The Merc Guardians. I think Merc Guards. I think Merc Guards are definitely. I know they get memed on and stuff, but they have a great foundation. They look solid. They've had some good wars against like getting active and stuff. I think Merc Guards is a D tier company right now, in my personal opinion. But I mean, they could be C tier. Like, all jokes aside, I mean, they're definitely looking stronger against some of these other companies, and I do think they clear like a Shadow Wizard Money Gang and other companies. And let's talk about it now. No bias, all bias aside. I mean, I am in getting active. I shot call for getting active out here. Again, all bias aside, trying to getting active is a syndicate company out here on Morama. I shot call for them. Shout out to the boys. We getting active out here, but no. Shout out to them. Now, the thing about getting active is we did lose to Merc Guards pretty heavily, but then we also beat Merc Guards. So we beat Merc Guards, and then Merc Guards slapped us around. And then getting active did end up beating Dread, which is another company that we need to get to. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say where Merc Guards and getting active are. However, I will say I think Merc Guards and getting active is like tons of fun. I think like these two guys are like right in competitiveness, in my opinion. Like right here in competitiveness. You could argue getting active over Merc Guards for the month, considering the double win. You could argue that. You could absolutely argue that. I think I'm going to put it here for now, just for the fact that Getting Active did, in fact, just beat Dread, and we did beat Mercards the first time, but we did get ran over the second time. But we did beat Mercard. You know, it's been close. It's been we speed ran Mercards, then we lost in about 20 minutes against Mercards, and then we beat Dread. So I think for a month, Getting Active right here, totally cool. I think that makes sense. Now let's talk about Dread. Dread is a Covenant company out here in Morama, and I think for the strength that they showed against Getting Active. You know, Dread, they've been cooking. They've been cooking. And I think for the strength that they showed against Getting Active, I think it's pretty lit. I think it's pretty awesome. I mean, they look pretty damn good. We only beat them in the last like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I think that they're definitely back of D tier. And I think that, again, like the low tier companies on Morama it's so much fun because like they're so competitive. Like these wars are so competitive, guys. Like it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope to see. Literally Getting Active won in the last 3 minutes against Dread. But Dread did beat Shadow Wizard Money Gang, I think a few times last month. So definitely deserve it of the D spot here. Definitely showing some strength. So shout out to Dread here. Now let's go ahead and talk about Space Force. Let's talk about Space Force. Space Force is a oh God, my bad, syndicate company. Syndicate company out here in Morama. Now is Horizon. It's Horizon Space Force. These guys merged with Horizon. If you guys remember, Horizon was, it was a Marauder company. They ended up merging with DSS. So if you guys notice DSS and Horizon in the graveyard, it's because they turned into the Space Force, and they've been doing good. Respectfully, they had some shakiness. I'll be honest. They had some shakiness. But they have been doing good. I think that they have been cooking up a little more. I think they've been cooking up a little more here. I like it. I think Space Force definitely for the month. They have good territories. They're cooking. I don't know. I think I'm gonna probably put Space Force in the A tier. I think I'm gonna put them in the A tier. I think probably above Heaters, at least just because like we only saw a couple wars coming out from Heaters. I think the strength in their roster is pretty solid. They pretty much consistently fended off Take Care and others, and I think they're pretty strong on Morama. I think they're pretty strong out here. So yeah, dude. Not bad. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So, I read a chat really fast. Let me help out. Revin, you don't get how Mercards is lower than Getting Active. What I know, and I'll chop it up real fast about this. For one, I said that they're pretty much 50-50, right? If you were here for it, like, I swear, guys, it's more than just like looking at it, however, I will say Getting Active beat Mercards in 13 minutes the first war, and then Mercards beat Getting Active in 20 minutes on the next war. We lost within about the last 10, and then Getting Active beat Dread recently. So the Getting Active getting the win against Dread, I feel like as a month and as a company, I feel like took that spot a little. Unless Mercards, who did Mercards beat aside from Getting Active? Was there another one? Yeah. Wait, what about Take Care Disrespect? I love my boys in Take Care. What do you mean? Yeah. So Revin, does that make sense or? Yeah, or what? Mercards held Getting Active for 30 minutes. When was that? I guess that's my bad. Because I just kind of like, I try my best to get all the wars, but obviously I can't, I can't get every single one of them. Yeah. Well, we're doing this server by server. We're doing this server by server. You know what I mean? It's server by server. That's why I'm trying to do it like Lilith first, and then Morama, and then Valhalla. I don't want to do like a separate tier list for each one. It's, you know what I mean? Yo, Widow, yo, hey, thank you for the resub. What a beast, the whole year? Yo, hey, Widow, did you see we got that, did you see we got the, I don't know if you saw, we got the lock it in emote. I think it was you who asked, for me to get an emote like this. I got you, bro. I was gonna tell you next time I saw you. Hey, thanks, man. Wait, was it on a Saturday? Because Saturdays I'm not here. So did that actually happen on a Saturday? Hold up, guys. Like real talk, because I know Saturdays are like my days where I'm like doing shit. Did that actually happen? Because if that is true, then I could definitely put Mercards above Getting Active on the list. Yes. Okay. So that did happen. Okay, cool. Yeah, well then that makes sense. Yeah, that's my bad. Again, sometimes some of these wars I'm not able to catch on, especially on Saturdays. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Mercars there. That's fine. That's fine. I did not know that happened. So I got you. Yeah. Sometimes I like reading chat for that. And also, thank you guys for being pretty civil tonight. I appreciate you guys. Yo, I appreciate you. Now let's go ahead and talk about Zero Impact. Now Zero Impact is out here. They're a syndicate company out here on Morama. They've had I feel like the thing is, like, I feel like Zero Impact, I know right now I'm talking to people in Zero Impact. I know that they're working on their roster and stuff. I feel like Zero Impact could be, you know, for the month that they had, I feel like they're top of D, back of C, you know, in my opinion, just for the strength, but I think they've only really beaten Dread. So I'm going to actually take a tip on the chat here. Yeah. Take a tip on chat. What do you guys think? Yeah, TC disbanded anyway. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, if that's how you want to look at the tier list, egg roll, that's fine. Like, that's totally your way to look at it. I don't slot just by that, right? Yeah, you know, but like, honestly, that's, I mean, you know, everybody's gonna have their own opinion. That's okay. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Zero Impact? Any commenters in the chat? I'm curious. I don't know. I had Zero Impact top of D towards back of C. I just want to get it. I want to get a sentiment from the chat. Let me see what you guys are feeling here. I'm down for reaching out on this one. Is Zero Impact dead? Oh God, don't tell me that, man. There's too many dead companies. C, I was thinking back of C. Like that's kind of what I was thinking, but I don't know. I could see I could see top of D as well. Because I was talking to somebody from Zero Impact, but yeah. See, but Eggroll, look, this is why I don't read chat whenever I do these, because I preface this with the start. This is not like a, okay, who in a row of who's beating who. That's not how this, I mean, hey, Silver Chase, thank you. Thanks for the raid, man. Yo, what a beast. Musket Union. Hey, thank you guys, man. Yo, yeah, this isn't like a in a row of who can beat who. That's not how I do the tier list. This is like, there's a lot that goes into the tier list, right? Like take your probably could, right? But that's not how like I'm doing it. I try to factor in, you know, the wins, the losses, all that kind of stuff. Yo, you guys are on the tier list, bro. You think I don't got the Musket Union out here, dude? I got the Musket boys. Yo, I got the Musket Union out here. Yo, I got you guys on the list, bro. All right, let's lock it in. I'm going to go ahead and put Zero Impact top of D where I had him. This is where I had him. We're going to put Zero Impact top of D. Yeah, exactly. TC disbanded. Yeah, I just wanted to put TC on the list anyway, just to, you know, just to kind of like, you know, I mean, they were warring last month, and I think it's cool to kind of get them out there, right? Also, 1 second. Let me get a shout out to my boy Silver Chase in the chat. Hold up. Shout out to Silver Chase in the chat, guys. Hit him with the follow, top of the chat. Thank you so much for the raid, man. I love you, bro. And also, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can sit here and like try to, you know, there's always people every time that like try to like look at the tier list and like figure out something that just doesn't look right. And they're like, hey, Monies, hey, thank you for the resub, dude. Thank you, dude. Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah. Hey, dude, we almost have a hype train. Let's fucking go. Thank you, boys. Dude, Silver Chase bringing in the love. Monies, yo. Yeah. Must you just be ExLatinus in 2 minutes? Well, yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Valhalla. Valhalla is weird. Let's say me CFR, even if they deserve him. You guys are really torn up about the TC. Look, well, here, let's just do this. I'll put him in the graveyard then. You guys are really torn up about this. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. That's fine. I could put, you know, I put TC top of C. I can put them in back of B. Last time I'm reading chat though. You quit crying. All right, let's go. Quit crying. All right, we're gonna get in here. Hey, thank you for the itty bitties. No, you know, let's go. Hey, and I'm messing with you guys. Okay, look, you guys give me shit. I gotta give you some from time to time. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk. Who else do we have here on Morama? I think we might be back. I think we might be in Valhalla now. Okay, yeah, I think we're getting into Valhalla. So this is, I think I'm pretty confident with this so far. And yeah, I can give TC the respect for what they had. Absolutely. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, but to be fair, they definitely could be in the graveyard too. Like, look, I'm just trying to, look, it's not that big a deal. These guys are literally not gonna fucking war again, okay? Like, guys, chill. Guys. All right, let's talk about dropouts. Now, dropouts, you guys know them. You guys love them. They are a Marauder company out here in Valhalla, making me holla. Yeah, dropouts. I mean, they're still holding it down. They look good against technical. Technical disbanded. To be honest, and this is a problem with some of the Marauder companies on Valhalla, it's really hard to judge. I'm going to respectfully put dropouts in the S tier next to Supple because look, at this point, I almost have to start ranking these companies for how many people are in the fucking rosters outside of their main roster. like Supple and dropouts are everywhere, bro. It's so hard in the state of New World. Dropouts was in dopamine. Dropouts was in heaters. Dropouts was in ExLatinus. Like, these guys are finding content anywhere and everywhere. It is what it is. I'll put them in the S tier next to Supple. I mean, it could be either or. Now, this is going to change, though, which is going to be fun. This is going to be fun here. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thank you. This is going to be what's fun. I'm excited for this because, look, we are going to be seeing dropouts make their way in. We're going to be seeing dropouts make their way in here into Morama. So that's going to shift things up. But yeah, we'll put them there for now. It's going to be nice and healthy, in my opinion, to see the dropouts versus Supple once again. It's going to be healthy. So I'm excited for it. Hopefully we see that back and forth once more. So let's go ahead and talk about, it's hard to say. Let's talk about ExLatinus. So here's the thing. ExLatinus is so weird, bro. I honestly, I'll be dead ass. On my list, I had ExLatinus and needs to see more because, as you guys know, it's hard for them to get a war. In fact, they were a Marauder company. They had to switch to Covenant. These guys really had a hard time getting wars here. Now, the main war that I caught, I didn't really catch any other wars aside from the war that was them attacking Technical, which they took Technical to fort. They did, in fact, take Technical to fort. So I mean, that was all right. You know, they did have a hard time inside the fort, but that was a little bit ago. We haven't seen much more coming out from them, though. We haven't seen much more coming out from ExLatinus. And again, it's not really their fault, right? Like, that's the thing. It's really hard to say. I think I'm going to have to put, I think I'm going to, and again, this is just complete, you know, I don't have a solid ranking for them because we haven't seen them. So I'm going to put ExLatinus. I put them in needs to see more. We're going to put them in needs to see more. And again, that's not really their fault to my knowledge. I'm going to put them in needs to see more for now, just because we need to see more wars coming out from them. I haven't been able to catch much. It just is what it is. And speaking of that, we're going to go ahead and put net worth check. And I know, guys, I know recency bias wants to kick in, but I can't be unbiased, right? The reality is net worth check. This is the first war we saw them. Now, they just fought tonight and they looked really good. They looked really, really good. Excuse me. Up against Chicken Loa. But it's been one war, and I don't know if I can fully justify slotting, right? I feel like, respectfully, I have to put the needs to see more as well, in my opinion. Actually, I don't know why Quacked is on here twice. I don't know. I looked, but look, I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you guys, network check looked insane. Now, let's talk about Chicken Loa. Chicken Loa, in my opinion, is cooking. They look very good. And that's why I'm really excited to see more about net worth check, because net worth check, they had a very good war against Chicken Loa tonight, but Chicken Loa has been on fire. They definitely have been more of the standout. For a while, Mute was kind of like the standout company. I think Mute is still very solid, very strong. But Chicken Loa, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but didn't Chicken Loa beat Mute? If I'm not, where's Impulsive? I'm sorry, I don't mean to who, but I don't know who Impulsive is. I might need to add them next time. But if I'm not mistaken, guys, didn't Chicken Loa beat Mute? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm pretty sure. I just want to get some confirmation in the chat before I slot them wherever I slot them, okay? Because my memory serves me right. I'm pretty sure that Chicken Loa has beaten Mute, and they definitely beat Boba. a few times. I remember that. Unfortunately, Boba did disband. In case you guys did not know, Boba did disband. So it is what it is. Unfortunate, dude. Yeah. No confirmers. Okay, well, look, I'm going to put from the strength from what I see from Chicken Loa. I have them at, one second here. Let me see. Impulsive is not full result. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put them where I thought then. I'm going to put Chicken Loa in the A tier. I think they've been looking really good. I think they've been looking really good here on Valhalla. I think they look solid. I like them. They look solid. They look good. And speaking of that, let's talk about Mute. Mute is a syndicate company out here on Valhalla, and for a while was the big standout on the side companies, right? Because we had dropouts, technical, battling. But now that dropouts and technical are gone, we're going to see these companies cook up harder, and these companies could absolutely get towards the top even more, right? Valhalla's going to be getting spicy, guys. Now that dropouts is leaving, should be getting a pretty fun. Should be pretty fun. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to put Mute personally for the month that they have. Mute has looked amazing. I'm going to put them top of B. Top of B, you could argue back of A, but I think top of B is fine. The fact that Chicken Loa, I think, has been, the fried chicken has been cooking a little bit more. I think respectfully, this is a solid look in my opinion, in my personal opinion. And if I'm not mistaken, Chicken Loa single point held Mute in MD. Pretty sure that happened. So, yeah. Now, let's get to Quacked. Yeah, I don't know why Quack's on here twice, but look, let's get to Quacked. Quacked is a Covenant company out here in Valhalla, and I gotta give a shout out to Quacked, man. They did a really good job at being one of those Castle of Steel companies that fought and is able to kind of like have a statement on the server. So I like that. You know, they're doing a good job. They're actually standing out and kind of separating from some of the other COS companies that have really struggled since the merge. So I'm going to go ahead and put Quack top of C. I think Quack top of C, totally fine. I think that is a good spot. That's a good spot for them. I think that's fair. They look solid. Could see a little bit more. They could continue to cook. I think right in that middle ground is right where they deserve to be. So let's go ahead and get into, Oracle of Flame. Now, Oracle of Flame, you could put them in needs to see more. I probably will. I know that they got farmed in a recent war. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yo, what are these ads on the side, guys? Yeah. And then the Musket Union. Now, guys, the Musket Union. Yeah. Now, Musket Union's in the chat. Do we slot Musket Union and needs to see more F tier? Because, like, let's be honest. I don't know where to slot these guys. I haven't caught a Musket Union war, so I would be like, I don't know, that's the thing. I haven't even caught a Musket Union war. I would be disingenuous. Musket Union is S tier. Oh God. So you guys think? So this is the play? Wait, is this the play? Oh my God. I think you guys are fucking cooking. Oh my God. Not at all. Like, I can't do that. I gotta put, I gotta put Musket Union in needs to see more. Look, Musket Union. Please God, Musket Union, I pray to the Musket Union boys that you do not find Willy in open world and grief me. Musket Union, I will be putting you guys in needs to see more, but please, I will bow to the Musket. Please, for the love of God, do not farm me. No, Musket Union, please. Please, God, guys, don't come to Lilith. No. No, don't come to Lilith, boys. Don't do it. Bounty on Willy. No, guys. Not like this. Not like this, guys. They're S tier. Oh my God. S tier or Lilith? Well, you look. You guys already bully one streamer enough. You don't bully me now. Come on. You need to go. Maybe companies are Robin Hood's a New World. Yo, I fucked up. Oh no. No, guys, no, guys. Okay, fine. I'm being bullied. Musket Union S tier? Question mark. Do we go S tier? Are you on the hit list? No, guys. Look. Is this what we need in life? Yeah, no, we reset all VIPs, man. We reset because we've had the same like 50 VIPs for like 2 years. So we can't. I want to try and give people up other opportunities. No, guys, I'll be honest. All memes aside, I love you guys, but no, we have to be in needs to see more. All jokes and memes aside, I love the Musket Union, but it needs to be seen. We need to see more. Yeah. Yeah. I will say, yeah, it is what it is. You think? I think Musket Union's meme. No, I love the Musket Boys. No, I love the Musket Boys. Surely enough, they wouldn't come and grief me. Okay. Like, all jokes aside, look, guys, I'll do whatever it takes. Okay, don't grief me. All right, I'll put you at the top of the. Okay, there. Look. No, don't grief me, guys. Oh, dear God. You know, yeah, you're right, Ultra. Man, I feel bad. I might have to, guys. I might have to give back some of my VIPs. I legitimately feel bad. All right, look, it is what it is. All right, well, damn it. I know, Ultra. I know. I know, dude. I might fold and give back some. I'll be honest. Well, hey, guys, honestly, I think, personally, I think this is a pretty solid tier list. I don't think there's really anything that I would really change around too much. You know, I don't think there's anything I would change around too much. I think it looks pretty good. The unfortunate reality is there's not too many spicy takes because, well, let's be honest, New World's not necessarily in that in the most, you know, super hot spot, you know, just to keep it real. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I'm pretty confident with the list. Hopefully you guys had fun. Don't forget to check it out on YouTube if you guys want to peep it. Also, don't forget, don't forget, guys, if you guys enjoy the tier list, enjoy the vibes, enjoy what I do. I know, honestly, I gotta say it was, you know, I didn't read the chat